you're finding yourself a little anxious, I got some tips for you to help reduce the levels of anxiety in your life. G'wit and welcome to the channel, it's me Seamus, and today we're going to be looking at anxiety reducing tips. Now if you haven't checked out the previous video I did last week which explains why we experience anxiety, it might be worth your while checking it out. However, if you're just here from the tips, then stay tuned. The first technique we're going to look at is name it and tame it. When you're feeling anxious or scared, name the emotion and the reason for it. So for example, I'm feeling anxious that I may not get enough points to go to college. When you do this, soothing chemicals are released by your body to calm you down. I've been doing this myself and I can say that it actually works. Usually when I do it, it goes something like, I'm feeling anxious because Liverpool have a 1-0 lead in the 85th minute. Sometimes I do need to take a minute to understand why I'm feeling the emotion. Technique 2 is pretty simple. It's breathing. When you breathe deeply, a message is sent to the brain telling it to calm down. The brain in turn sends a message to the body telling it to calm down. So we're going to do a breathing exercise now that may not make for good YouTube channel viewing. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds. We're going to hold it for 4 seconds and then we're going to let it out through our mouth. Alright? And I'm going to try my best to get 4 seconds. So here we go. Breathing in. Hold. And out through the mouth. Already feeling much more calmer than we were 10 seconds ago. Wouldn't you agree? Congratulations! You just completed an anxiety reduction technique. You should reward yourself by liking this video. Now we're on to technique 3, which is talking. Telling trusted friends or family members that you're feeling overwhelmed or scared in a certain situation lets them know that they can help you. They can give you a new perspective on the problem or maybe some advice. Maybe someone has already experienced and overcome that problem and can help you overcome it. Sharing fears can also take away a lot of their scariness and it helps you to not feel alone during your struggle. I've already made some videos about the importance of friendships and relationships in our lives and this just re-emphasizes the point. So make sure you've got some trustworthy friends. Number 4 and the final technique for this video is kind of like talking, it's praying. Praying is simply talking to God. Maybe this should be in the talking category, but I'm going to put it on its own because it's praying. The Bible says, cast all your anxiety on Him, God, because He, God, cares for you. That's in 1 Peter 5:7. God actually wants to take away your anxiety and your stress, which I think is pretty cool. Having a God that actually wants to help you with your life. Would you believe me if I told you that the benefits of prayer are actually backed up with scientific research? A study published in the Sociology of Religion suggests that prayer can ease people's anxiety and alleviate their worries. Researchers from Baylor University found that people who pray to a loving and protective God are less likely to experience anxiety-related disorders, worry, fear, self-consciousness, social anxiety, and obsessive-compulsive behavior, compared to people who pray but don't really expect to receive any comfort or protection from God. Now these are not the only tips I have for you. I'll have a few more next week as well, but I just don't want to, overload your brains with too much information. So what you can do is try some of these out, see what works for you, and I'll have more for you next week. Love.